You ever notice how your mind never gets tired of talking, even when your body is exhausted? Even when you want peace? Even when nothing is actually wrong? It keeps replaying the past, rewriting conversations, imagining worst-case futures that haven't happened and may never happen. And somewhere in all that noise, a quiet voice starts whispering, "What if you're not good enough? What if you fail? What if you mess everything up?" That voice is called self-doubt. And when it teams up with overthinking, it can paralyze your entire life. But here's the truth most people never tell you: overthinking is not intelligence. Self-doubt is not humility. And peace is not something you find, it's something you practice. Today, we're breaking the cycle. Not with motivation that fades in an hour, but with understanding that changes how you think forever. Stay with me. The real problem with overthinking doesn't mean you care too much. It means you don't trust yourself enough. You don't trust your decisions. You don't trust your instincts. You don't trust that you can handle whatever happens next. So your mind tries to control the future by analyzing it to death. But control is an illusion. Think about this: has overthinking ever actually solved your problem? Or has it just made you anxious, tired, and stuck? Overthinking feels productive, but it produces nothing. It steals your sleep. It steals your confidence. It steals the present moment, the only place life actually happens. And the worst part? The more you overthink, the more your brain learns that fear is normal. Why self-doubt feels so real? Self-doubt doesn't come from reality. It comes from conditioning. At some point in your life, you were corrected too harshly, compared too often, ignored when you needed support, or expected to be perfect. And slowly, your mind learned this dangerous rule: if I'm not perfect, I'm not enough. So now every decision feels heavy. Every mistake feels personal. Every delay feels like proof that you're failing. But hear this clearly: self-doubt is not your intuition. It is a learned habit, and anything learned can be unlearned. Your mind is not your enemy, but it is untrained. Your mind is like a powerful engine with no steering wheel. It's designed to protect you, not to make you happy. So it scans for danger, not opportunity. Failure, not growth. What could go wrong, not what could go right. Overthinking is simply your brain doing its job, without guidance. And self-doubt is what happens when you let fear drive. You don't need to silence your thoughts. You need to lead them. The first shift: awareness without judgment. The moment you try to stop thinking, you lose. Instead, do this: notice the thought, and don't argue with it. When your mind says, "What if I fail?" you respond with, "I hear you," not, "You're wrong," not, "Shut up," just awareness. Why? Because resistance strengthens thoughts. Acceptance weakens them. Thoughts lose power when you stop treating them like facts. Most thoughts are questions, not truths. Overthinking loves questions like, "What if? What will they think? What if I'm not ready?" But notice something important: these questions have no evidence. They are guesses pretending to be warnings. So challenge them with one simple response: "Maybe, but I'll handle it." That sentence alone rebuilds trust with yourself. You don't need confidence, you need self-trust. Confidence is loud. Self-trust is quiet. Confidence says, "I know this will work." Self-trust says, "Even if it doesn't, I'll be okay." Overthinking disappears when you stop needing certainty. Life was never meant to be certain. It was meant to be lived. Action is the cure. Thinking is not clarity. Action is. You don't overthink after taking action. You overthink instead of taking action. The smallest step forward does more for your confidence than 1,000 thoughts ever will. Send the message. Start the project. Speak up. Move. Your mind will follow your body. Failure is not the enemy. Avoidance is every time you avoid something because you're afraid, you teach your brain that fear is right. But every time you act despite fear, you rewire your identity. You don't become confident by waiting. You become confident by surviving discomfort. Replace self-doubt with self-respect. Self-doubt asks, am I enough? Self-respect says, I don't abandon myself, even on bad days. Even when you fail. Even when you're unsure. Talk to yourself like someone you're responsible for protecting. Because you are. Why your mind keeps going back to the past. Overthinking isn't just about the future. It's about the past that never got closure. Moments you wish you handled better. Words you wish you said differently. Choices you replay again and again like a broken record. But listen carefully, your brain replays the past not to punish you, but to learn. The problem is, you're replaying it without extracting the lesson. So instead of growth, you get guilt. Ask yourself this: what did this experience teach me? Not, why am I like this? Not, what's wrong with me? Lessons move you forward. Blame keeps you stuck. Once the lesson is learned, the mind can finally let go. Your brain confuses thinking with safety. Your mind believes, if I think enough, nothing bad will happen. But life doesn't work like that. You can think all day and still fail. You can act imperfectly and still win. Overthinking doesn't prevent pain, it delays growth. And the cost of delay is always higher than the cost of mistakes. The truth about fear isn't warning you about danger. It's warning you about change. Growth feels unsafe to an untrained mind. New paths feel threatening because they're unfamiliar. But unfamiliar does not mean impossible. Every confident person you admire once stood exactly where you are, unsure, afraid, and doubting themselves. The only difference? They moved anyway. Stop identifying with your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them. Thoughts come and go like weather. You don't chase the clouds. You don't argue with the rain. You observe. The moment you stop saying, I am anxious, and start saying, I notice anxiety, you take your power back. Why perfectionism feeds overthinking? Perfectionism is just fear wearing a clean outfit. It says, wait until you're ready. Wait until it's perfect. Wait until you feel confident, but confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. Perfectionism delays your life. Progress beats perfection, every single time. Make decisions faster. One of the fastest ways to kill overthinking is to decide faster. Not recklessly, but decisively. Most decisions are reversible. But indecision drains your energy. Give yourself a time limit, 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Then decide. Your brain will learn that you can be trusted. Discipline calms the mind. A chaotic life creates a chaotic mind. When your days have no structure, your thoughts run wild. Simple routines reduce overthinking because they remove choice. Wake up at the same time. Move your body. Write your thoughts down. Sleep on schedule. Discipline is not punishment. It's peace. Write your thoughts, don't carry them. Your mind is not a storage unit. When you keep everything inside, it feels overwhelming. When you write it down, it becomes manageable. Write without censoring. No grammar. No structure. Just release. Most thoughts lose power once they're exposed to paper. Overthinking thrives in stillness. Move your body. An anxious mind lives in a tired body. Movement grounds you in the present moment. Walk. Stretch. Breathe deeply. Your body speaks calm to your brain. Trust is built through promises kept to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, self-doubt grows. Every time you keep even the smallest promise, self-trust grows. Start small. Wake up when you say you will. Finish what you start. Show up even when you don't feel like it. You don't need motivation. You need integrity with yourself. You are not behind in life. This thought destroys more people than failure ever could. You're behind. Others are ahead. You wasted time. Life is not a race. It's a direction. Comparison creates pressure. Purpose creates peace. Your timeline is your own. Overthinking is a signal, not a sentence. When you overthink, don't panic. It's a signal that something matters to you. But caring does not mean suffering. You can care deeply and still move forward calmly. The moment you stop running from discomfort, the moment you stop avoiding discomfort, it loses its control over you. Fear shrinks when faced. Confidence grows when tested. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to walk with it. Overthinking fades when you stop trying to control life and start trusting yourself to handle it. Self-doubt weakens when your actions become louder than your thoughts. This is not about becoming fearless. It's about becoming resilient. And you're just getting started. Overthinking is not a personality trait. Self-doubt is not who you are. They are patterns. And patterns can be broken. You don't need to fix your entire life today. You just need to take the next honest step. Trust grows through action. Peace grows through acceptance. And clarity grows when you stop fighting your own mind. This is just the beginning.